Hey, welcome back. This video is all about getting your trade ringer set up, and we'll look at the settings, what each setting means. You'll probably have to come back to this video a couple of times, but the most important thing is we get the settings right. Now, I highly recommend that you tamper with your settings on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. The reason being is we don't trade on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the settings that are automatically will default will basically prohibit you from trading on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you're not going to be trading when you're playing around with the settings. As most of you probably had happen, is as soon as you dropped in the Trade Ringer software, you automatically open the trade. If you did all of this during a live trading period, which is any time from Monday morning, 9 a.m. Till about Thursday morning, 9 a.m., 7 a.m. Thursday morning. So if you did it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, chances are you had a trade automatically start and covered. Either just turn that trade off or allow that to just do its thing. So I'd recommend that you play around with your settings anytime on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to be able to do that. 1 second, I'm just going to pause this. Yeah, sorry about that. It was just a client Airbnb message coming in for our guest tonight. So let's get over to the Trade Ringer and let's go through the settings. So you need to be in your Pepperstone account, all right? And when you go through your Pepperstone account and you log in with your economy account, you should come up and have Trade Ringer 4.02 listed, and it should be in blue. If it's in red, it means you've got some sort of error message that we need to sort of work through. Potentially, it's the license number. Is it matched up correctly? Okay, because obviously I can change licenses here and go into a different account. All right, if I've got multiple different accounts, go in here and do that, and my economy license will only work on this particular account. So that's primarily the reason why, if it's in red, would be one of the big reasons why, is you have an account license mismatch. All right, but ideally if it's in blue, great. Okay, all we need to do to adjust the settings is come over to this little smiley face over here. He's not so happy smiley face at the moment. And double click now, remembering that it is Wednesday while I'm recording this. So I've just got to be careful that, again, I don't care if we go into a live trade. So, all right, so let's just go through. So you set your weekly target, okay? Obviously, the more aggressive, the more greedy that you are, the more risk you undertake, okay? And the longer it will take during the week in order to achieve your goal, okay? Now, a simple 5% return compounded is a massive return. Now, that's 1% per day during the working week. That's massive. So don't let your greed get ahead of you, okay? And obviously, the bigger the account, the smaller percentage you would need in terms of if you're looking to supplement your income. Let's say, for example, you wanted to simply create an additional $500. Let's make it $1,000 a week. Okay, with a $10,000 account, you would need to do 10% per week to make $1,000. Okay, but if you had a $20,000 account, you'd only need 5% per week to make $1,000. If you had a $50,000 account, you need to make 2%, and you're going to say 1%, 2%. Okay, so the smaller the weekly goal, the faster you'll achieve it. The faster you're out of the market, the less risk that you have. Okay, so again, these settings are my settings. These are what I prefer to do. I've just found that they work for me. I know there's guys, you know, in our group that they do higher percentages, weekly goals, and they do lower. So it's your call. Remember, this is why we do demo. Okay, if you want to see how good you can get, again, I wouldn't recommend you go out and do 20%. You're just in the week too long. I'm just going to sort of jump down here to the bottom. This setting is what days we trade. Okay. Now I recommend that we stop trading on Wednesday. All right. So we only trade, and this is US based time. So the US market is open on a Sunday, which is Monday morning our time. So there's a bit of a crossover. So Sunday is Australia's Monday. Monday is Australia's Monday night, Tuesday morning. All right. So I recommend that you're out of the market. You don't trade past Wednesday US. Okay. The reason for that, Thursday, Friday US time, they're the last two trading days. It gets quite volatile as people are trying to close out of the market for the end of the week, all that sort of stuff. So remember, the higher percentage you have, the longer you're going to be in the market. Now, for most of the time, I have found that my weekly goal at 10% has me automatically out of the market by time that the system is saying you can't trade anymore. Because what will happen is, if you are in the market, let's say this was our setting. We're only going to trade on a Sunday and a Monday. That's it. All right. So let's say on Monday we had a trade that was still open, still going, still trading. All right. Then we get to Tuesday. All the no just simply means it won't open any more new trades. It won't take a new buyer or sell, but the other trade is still going. It's still got to progress. All right. Now the system will manage it and eventually reach a point in time where it will close it down. But remember, the later in the week we go, the riskier it gets. So I have part of my trading plan is that by 11 p.m., and I'm talking Sydney time, 11 p.m. on a Wednesday evening, I am actively looking to close down the market. Now that's Wednesday 11 p.m. is the start of the trade on Wednesday in the US. Right, the US market opens at 11 p.m. Australian time. Winter time, I forget about daylight savings, but it's around about 11 p.m. So by the time we're going to bed on a Wednesday night, the New York market is about to start. So technically I can trade on the Wednesday because I actually have this setting set to yes. All right, so I can actually trade through the Wednesday night. But I am actively looking to cease trades by 11 p.m. on a Wednesday. Now, so far in the last, in the 8 weeks that I've been doing this, I've never had to close a trade, because I've already hit my weekly target. All right, I've already hit my weekly goal and I'm closed out, I'm stopped, I'm ceased, I can't trade anymore, I'm done. So I don't have to actually make any decisions, it's just done for me. If I have that set to say 20% and I've only achieved 10%, then it's the system's going to keep trading. I hope that makes sense. The bigger target you go for, the longer into the week you need to trade. All right. So again, I'll leave it up to you on what you want to do. All you do is simply double click the value, change the value to whatever you want. Now your equity protector. So in this particular account, we have a $5,000 account. That's your equity, right? Equity, $5,000. So, and remember when we completed the quiz, it asked you what's equity. Equity is your balance minus your profit and your loss, okay? So if I was in trades where my current losing position was $2,000, so 2 of the 5, that's a 40% drawdown, okay? This word drawdown. So I'm 40% drawn down. So if all of a sudden everything just closed out, I just clicked the buttons over here and just said, stop, 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 get out, all right? I have lost 40% of my account, all right? So equity protection is an automatic system that if your equity gets to a certain percentage of your balance, then you will be closed out of all trades for the week, okay? The default is 20%. So in this scenario, 20% of $5,000 is $1,000. So if I'm $1,000 down, all right, the system will go, whoop, we've hit our 20% cap, and it will close out all positions. And now again, you set your equity protector depending on your risk profile. All right, I know people that have a 100% equity profile. It's like all in, okay? If I lose on my account, I lose on my account. The equity protector is important for 2 reasons. One, it stops you from like wiping an account, right? Unless of course you set your EP at 100%, then you will wipe your account. But if your equity protector is too close, let's say, oh, I only want to lose 10% of my account, okay? So I only want to lose $500. When the software starts running, and the software works on counter trend trades, okay? So what that means is, as the trend's trading, so I'll give you an example, right? This is a downtrend, right? This 4 hours was all down, all right? But remember that it could have been moving up and down, right, as it will going down this particular slide. Now, I traded this week, actually last week, because this week was on the 30th of September. Let's go to this one. This week here, I made my entire 10% in that candle right there. All right? And they were all buys. So we were buying all the way down through here, and we're losing money on every buy because it's down, right? The market's going down. So we're buying high, selling low. Crazy. So we're buying, and the market, and we're basically losing equity. Okay. Then the market turned around, and because we had so much down at this end of the market, all right, because I'll explain how we compound up. All right, bang, when it come back up, I was basically closed out and we made about $1,000 in one hit. All right, but we had about a 32% drawdown during that period. So if my equity protector was set to the default of 20%, all right, and we had that scenario happen, we would have actually been closed for a 20% loss, and the system never had the opportunity to come back and trade its way into profit. Okay, now this is important. I'd go back and listen to that again if that doesn't make sense. All right, so if your equity protector is too close, right, you cannot, the system just simply will not allow you to accumulate potential losses in trades. All right, now last week, I might even open up my account from last week. Let's do that so we can actually do an example. What I might do is I might jump over. Okay, I'm just going to pause here. Oh, hopefully I've got the audio. I do. Excellent. So this is my account. All right, there's the 30th of September, and there's that. It's got a 4 hour. All right, that is that candle I was talking about. Now, if you can see all those little blue arrows, that's where we were taking a trade. All right, every one of those, we were taking a trade on the way down. All right, there's 0.18. So we started at 0.12. All right, where's the 0.12 trade? There we go. All right, so we bought at 0.12. All right, that's called our base level trade. And then as the market comes down, all right, because this is you can see here, buy counter lever. So it's expecting the market to eventually bounce from the sales, and we want to bounce it on the way back up. Now, this is how the software is designed. The software is designed to go into negative equity, right, to accumulate profit. I know that seems strange, right? It's strange for me, all right? But let me show you what the trade looks like. So this is the trade history, and there's the trade. That's not it there. That's the 17th, 23rd. Where's the 30th? I've got to go to the top. There we go. All right, so we're looking at these trades just here. The ones that are in green that says 1472.09. Okay, this little cluster, 1.47029. You can see them all here. Oh, I can't click and drag. So from this one down to this one, that was basically one trade. That was all here. All right, and you can see that we made $1,733, $568, and then a whole range of losses. We made 3, 6, 9. What's after 9? 10, 11. Right, we made probably $1,200 worth of losses. All right, but we picked up $2,200 worth of profit. All right, how did that work? So we start off with, and again, we'll set our equity size, how we start in a minute. That's part of the settings. All right. But as the trade was going against us, so there's our first trade there, that 0.12. There it is. Then the market goes down. Remember, we're in a buy. We want the market to go up. The market's going down. So the market says, oh, we're losing money. Let's open up another trade. Okay. And again, we discuss how does it calculate all these in a minute. It's all part of the settings. All right. And then the market keeps going down. All right. So let's say we get to this point here. All right. And we're at whatever market is, but we're down, you know, what did I say? 250 plus 315. So then there's about $600, 900, 1200, plus another 100 in there for some change. That's 13, 14, 15. So it's $1,500 loss, all right, at the moment. All right, and then it makes some other trades, all right, and then eventually comes back up. So it kept making trades all the way down here, eventually turned around, all right, and then we got closed out. It took out this large one, all right, it opened the trade at 1466, all right, to buy, and it sold out for 1472, all right, and we made a $6 profit. But because this lot size is bigger than this one, we make a truckload more money than what this one did. So you can see we actually started buying at 1486, and the market went down. We bought another one at 1484. Market went down. We bought another one. Market went down. We bought another one. We're just basically buying the way down. Okay, and eventually we got to the point where we bought it at 1466. All right, that is pretty much be the low down here, and then the market had a bit of a breather. It came back, and we got stopped out, and we made a massive amount of profit. Okay, so that is called counter trend trading. All right, why is this important? Why am I sharing this with you? Because this leads back to the equity protector component. All right, so in this scenario, if my equity protector, noting that if I actually work this all out, there was about a 30 to 32% drawdown. If my equity protector, we'll look at my settings. If my equity protector was set to 20%, it would have hit 20% equity loss before it had a chance to turn around and make profit. Okay, so you need to give yourself some wiggle room. That's why some people do 100% equity protector. Okay, it allows them to get all these additional trades in, all right, to give them every opportunity to bounce back and make the trade work. Now, personally, I can't put 100% of my equity in. That's just not, I'm just not wired for that. I'm just outside my risk tolerance. I want to be in a position where if the market goes against me really badly for a week and I wipe out 50% of my account, okay, so, you know, we're currently sitting on, you know, $13,500. If that gets wiped out to, you know, nearly just under $7,000, at least next week, I got $7,000 to trade with, okay? I'll redo my settings based on a $7,000 account, right? And then we can build up from there. But at least I got something to play with. If I wipe out, you know, the whole account, we're out of the game. We're finished. So I'm a firm believer of making sure you've got something left, but you do need some equity, some gap between just being closed out and being able to have that market turn around and survive for you. You can see that's a fairly big down day, a down 4 hours. And if we break that down, let's just see if I can show you. I've explained once before that 1 4-hour candle, that means it's 16 15-minute time slots. So we know that, you know, all the blue dots are there. It's going to be easy to find. So if we go down to a 15-minute time slot, and we've got to go back to the 30th, and which means I've got to turn that off. All right, if we drag this across, so there is that period that we talked about before. Okay, that should be the 0.12. All right, and then you can see we basically bought right at the little top of the market at that stage. Then the market went down. There's the 0.18. Then the market went down. There's the next one. And the market went down. All right, so these are all losing money. All right, and the bigger the lot size, the more you're losing. So every time that we've increased our size of the trade, we're losing money faster and faster and faster. Okay, then we bought down here. Then we bought down here. All right, and then eventually we bought all the way down here, which was like right at the bottom of that run. Okay, but I still had enough equity protected to be able to take that trade out. It then came back up a little bit. Okay, and I think it was 1272 or something. So 1272 is, you know, around here, and that's probably where we got out. All right, because we got out there, and then the market's taken a brand new trade again right there. All right, so all of that down. All right, and then we bounced, and we took our profit there. Then it opened another trade immediately, started the whole process again. We went in at 0.12, it went against us down to 0.18, 0.27. And okay, and you can see like it bought right at the bottom. almost the bottom, bought it. Bang, we got the buy. Now this one is going to make money faster because it's a bigger lot size as it comes back up. All right, so it comes back up and we got out here. That'll be a 0.12 again. So we sold all of those 4 at once. 1, 2, 3, 4, all got sold at once right there. We opened up a new trade. Okay, bang, come all the way up here, hit profit, because on the when it trades in the right direction, it takes profit very, very quickly. All right, it just locks in profit, locks in profit, locks in profit. All right, and then we did that one. All right, 0.12, and that would have been the last trade. Oh no, because we looks like we finished. Yep, 0.12. All right, so there's that. The second last trade. Just looking down the bottom here, 0.12. All right, we sold it at 1468.68, and then immediately opened up another one at 1468.86. All right, and then took its profit at 1471, which would have been up here somewhere. And took its profit. So that's why it's important to make sure that we've got. I know it's been a long-winded explanation, but I think it's really important that you understand that Equity Protector is designed to protect your account, but you need to give it some wiggle room. Okay. So for me, I like in a 50% Equity Protector. Stop running after the equity protection hit. So yes, if I hit a 50% loss for the week, it's not my week. All right. And you're just out for the week, get a breather, let your nerves calm down, come back again next week, and you start again. Unfortunately, now you're just half your account size. Now, this is important, starting lot size. Notice how on my accounts, we were starting with 0.12. All right, so that's the first one that opens, 0.12. The reason why is because I had a $12,000 account at the start of that particular week. All right, so we work on 0.01 per $1,000. Let me open up a little bit of a Microsoft Word here just so you can see it. It's okay, so 0.01 equals $1,000. And again, you can choose 0.01 at $500. All right, I wouldn't go any more. All right, so at $12,000, all right, that equals 0.12 lot size. All right. So every week, and I talk about, you've got to spend a couple of minutes every week just updating your settings. This is primarily what we do, is you look at your account size and go, all right, this week I'm at, $12,000, I need 0.12 lot size. If you look at my account now, for example, all right, it's currently at 13.5. So next week, my setting will start at 0.13. All right, so we're compounding, which means we're able to take bigger and bigger positions each week. So in this particular one that we're looking at, we're currently at $5,000. All right, so $5,000. All right, at 0.01 per thousand. Okay, so there's 5 times that. 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5,000 is 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04, 0.05. So equals 0.05 starting lot size. Okay, so our starting lot size is 0.05. All right. Now you can trade less. All right. So again, it's less risky, right? You're reducing some of your risk, but never the other way. So you could do like at 5,000, you could do 0.05, or you might say I'm going to do 0.01 for every $2,000. All right. Or you might say I'm going to do 0.01 for every $5,000. All right, which means you're going to be at 0.01. All right, all that means is the lot size is going to be smaller. It's going to take longer for you to hit your weekly target of whatever your weekly target is, 5%, 10%, 2%, 20%. Okay. Avoid the scenario of going the other way. Okay. Don't say, all right, I got a $5,000 account. I'm going to start at 0.1. All right. I'm going to do double what I should do. All right. Instead of being 0.05, I'm going to do 0.1. I want to get there faster. Why do I not recommend that? Well, remember, if we go back to my example, as we're going down here, we're increasing the lot size. In fact, we increase the lot size. I don't know if anyone's picked up what the amount is. We're actually increasing it by 50% every time. So we started at 0.12, then we went to 0.18, right? So that's 0.12 plus 50% of 0.12 is 0.06. So that gives us 0.18. 50% of 0.18 is 0.09, which gives us 0.27. So every time we drop, we're adding 50%. Now, already I've said that, we got all the way down to here, 7 levels, right? You can see it says counter, I'm pointing at the screen. If you read there, it says buy counter level 7, all right, which is actually 8 levels because the first level is 0. All right, so we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, and then we made profit. Now, if you start at double the amount at 0.1, all right, you're going to go 0.1, 0.15, 0.22. You're just going to grow quicker. And because your account is smaller than it should be, because your lot size is bigger than your account at the 0.01 ratio, again, you could potentially hit your equity protector before this has a chance to turn around. So do not go the other way. All right. If you want to be less risky, great. You might say I'm going to do 0.01 for every 2,500, right? Which means 5,000 would be 0.02. All right. Great. 0.01 for every 1,000 is the recommended amount. Plus, it's very easy to work out. All right. So 0.05. Range between levels. So the range between levels is what's the distance between here until we take out the next one. That's the range between level 0 and level 1. Okay, and I don't know if it's going to do exactly what it is. So here we took the trade at 1486.50, and this one was taken at 1484.14. No, it's not exact. So the trade that I recommend or that I use, okay, is 25 points between levels. In the gold market, that's $2.50. Okay, so you'll see that about $2.50. It's probably easier if I just look at this. So if we see one that jumped in, okay, so between 14.69 and 46 cents down to 14.66 and 63 cents is roughly $2.50 difference. Okay, so that's what the 25 points means. It's $2.50 in the market, or it's about 25 cents in the currency market. Max number of levels, okay, so you can set the amount of levels that it will go down. There is a calculator to work out. I think I don't actually think I can hit 12 levels, based on 0.01, and a 50% equity. If I ever get to the 10th level, I think the most I can do is 9 before I hit 50% equity, okay? So I can limit that to say 8 levels, and hopefully avoid the scenario of being locked out. I've just have it set on 12 because that was the recommended amount given to me. The moving average, I don't touch. Are we trading on a 4-digit broker? No, we're not. Now, it's not related to gold, okay? So if we look at, actually, I'll jump over here to the Euro USD if I can. Okay. All right. Over here, Euro USD, you can see that there's the dollar, and then it goes down to 5 decimal places. All right, so these are called the digits that we're referring to. So Pepperstone is a 5-digit broker. All right, and so when it's asking here, are you trading with a 4-digit broker? The answer is no. Pepperstone is a 5-digit broker. Range multiplier. So if we think back here, the range between levels is 25. The range multiplier is you might not want to have an equal distance of the gap between here to here to here to here. I do. 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. You can actually have it widening. All right, so it goes 25, 28, 32, 39, 45, right? And it increases in size, right, each time that you want to do it. Again, it's an option. It helps to reduce the amount of times that you have different levels opening. For me, I haven't found any issues with the range multiplier set at 1. I don't mind. So I leave it set to 1. Position size multiplier. So again, we talked about before how I went from 0.27 here, all right, or that's 0.18. So the 0.27 was up here somewhere, sorry, 0.12, all right, and then 50% increase to 0.18, then a 50% increase. Again, you can see it here, all right. Oops, come down a little bit. All right, so here, 0.12, all right, and then 50% of 0.12 adding on is 0.18. 0.18, 50% is another 0.09, takes it to 0.27, and then another 50%. So that's obviously 1.5 times, you know, go back to some simple maths, 1.5 is adding 50% every time, all right? So that's what my setting is, 1.5. You can have bigger or smaller. Obviously, if your range multiplier is smaller than 1.4, then it obviously be decreasing slightly. If you got more than 1.5, it'd be growing faster. There is absolutely no point in having your position size multiply at the same point. Okay, so you need to be growing your lot size coming down or going up when you're against the trade, so that when the trade eventually does move, the ones in the later part of the trade are bigger in size, so they make money faster with that short movement. Okay, so again, start with the position size multiplier of 1.5. Now, news events happen all the time around the world, you know, in different countries, and certain countries affect their particular foreign currency. So for gold, US dollar, US news has a big impact on the value of the dollar, which has a flow-on effect to the value of gold. The thing is that's certainly the case in currency cross pairs like the Euro USD or Australian US dollar, or, you know, whatever, and the Japanese yen. You know, all of a sudden an announcement comes out, you know, all of a sudden US says, right, we're going to, you know, cut off sanction or cut off trade with Japan. Okay, you can imagine that sort of announcement would have a massive impact on the dollar value between the Japanese yen and the US dollar. That would have a massive shift. Okay, in the gold market, the news doesn't play out as much or have as much of an impact. And I'm talking like in some of these currencies I've traded, like I've seen it like literally jump, you know, almost $1. Now you might go, oh, okay, wow, $1. But remember, in the currency market, you know, we trade in like less than 1/10 of a cent. Okay, this is $1.09 with 257 after it, you know, and this is only moving up and down a little bit. So when you trade in the news, if I go to a 15-minute time frame, that more than likely, that would have been a news event. That would have been a news announcement, all right, as by way of an example. So it went all the way from down here at $1.08, $8.20, all the way up here to like whatever that is, you know, over $9.20. So it's jumped like this whole, like that's a massive amount of money, okay, when you're leveraged, all right? And this is where people get wiped out too quickly, okay? So these tend to not happen in the gold market. Like this is a fairly standard, this is probably the US time period. So the US is opened up in the morning, all right? This is Australia, all right? Australia's open, very little impact on the Euro USD, all right? They're just hardly any movement. London opens, okay, there's some announcements in Europe and all that sort of stuff. So the London market's trading away, all right, does its thing, fairly quiet, all right, because it's not particularly Euro. Then all of a sudden, you know, the US market opens, you know, Trump gets up in the morning, puts out a tweet and says, you know, I hate Europe. And all of a sudden, you know, massive spike in currency, and then you get these big trends, then it quietens down, and then guess what? Australia opens, okay? And then the Australian market's opened, and then it's all fighting. So that's fairly typical cycle of a trading day. So we want to avoid these scenarios. So if you're going to trade you must, in foreign currency, you must turn off to the news. In gold, it's not necessarily that important, but it's not a bad habit to get into. So let's just open up our settings again. Okay, so stop trading for news. Yes, I want to stop trading during the news period, okay, because I don't want to get into these spikes and fluctuations. You want to stop 45 minutes before the news starts, and give it an hour or so for the market to come back down again before you come back into the market. So look, it's nice to have a bit of a 2-hour breather, and that's actually why when I dropped this particular equity in or whatever, I don't think it actually started trading was for that particular reason. Although I did have a stop trading for news now, so that couldn't have been it. All right, next. Wait 2 hours after market open. Yeah, so the market's closed over the weekend, and then it opens at 7 a.m. Sydney time. Okay, 7 a.m. in the morning in Sydney, in the Sydney market. All right, so what you have in the first 2 hours is a lot of clearing houses sorting out all their stuff, getting all their weekend trades, done through the system, all the weekend foreign currency, everybody's eBay purchases over in the US, all their Amazon purchases, all that stuff has got to be transacted first thing Monday morning. So you do not want to trade in the first 2 hours of the market open. Okay, let the market sort itself out. It's the other reason why we don't trade during the news. Same thing. Let the market sort itself out. So we wait 2 hours after market open. We hit yes. We definitely want to trade on a Sunday. We want to trade on a Monday. We want to trade on a Tuesday. Yes. All right. We also want to trade on a Wednesday. We do not want to trade Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Okay. I don't know how we trade on a Saturday, but that'd be our time. But it's all based on New York time, and the market closes at 8 p.m., 6 p.m. New York time, which is Saturday morning on a Friday night. Okay, so we go yes. I'm not going to tick trade on Wednesday to yes, because more than likely that will start the ball rolling for trades. All right, so that's it. That's the settings. That's how you go through the process. Now, each week, either on a Monday morning before you head off to work, or a Saturday night once the market's closed, you want to come in here, and in particular, all you need to do is just update your lot size. Okay, so I could do that now, for example, on my account, because I can't trade anymore this week. All right, we've already hit our goal reached, so I can't trade anymore anyway. All right, so all I have to do is come in here, I open up my settings. All right, and I go, yes, and my starting lot size now will be 0.13. Okay. All right, and that will be ready to go next week, Monday morning. It will automatically start trading for me after that first 2 hours of trade time has been up and running. All right, so that's it. We go, okay. Trading not allowed, status, trading not allowed. I'm not sure why it's got trading not allowed. So you can see here the news is news in 5 hours. Well, it's outside that particular time period. The only thing I could think of is because I've listed it as Wednesday. Wednesday is no, and it's Wednesday here. I change that to yes. Trading not allowed. I'm not sure why it's saying trading not allowed. Nor am I sure. Oh, okay, I know why. Ooh, okay, good. I just remembered. So here's another setting we're going to change. Firstly, I'm just going to change Wednesday back to no, because I don't want to be trading. All right, one of the other things we've got to do, which I didn't do, this is why it's got a little down, not a happy face here, is we come into the common, all right, and allow trading. All right, make sure you've also got DLL imports and import of external experts. All right, make sure they're both ticked, and then we allow live trading. Now, if we go okay, long and short positions, yes. We want to trade both sides, allow live. Dependencies, we don't need anything in there. The inputs we've done, the about is just simply that. That should be the only one. Okay, so if I now go into Wednesday and add the yes, so noting that none of you should have actually had that problem we talked about right at the start. None of you should have had a trade automatically start because you've got to tick that particular box to get started. Okay, so I'm going to close this down now and come back in now that all the settings are done. Let's see what happens. That should be trading now. It's the downside of doing stuff live, right? I just don't know if it works. All right, that does confuse me. I'm not sure. That's all done. Yes. I'll tick that. I don't think that really changes anything. Allow live trading. Yes. Okay. I'm not sure why that's not running. That should be up and running now. It's blue, which means our license is linked. That's okay. We're not inside a news period. Okay, it's only Wednesday. We should be able to trade on a Wednesday. We've got everything ticked here now. That's got me a bit mystified. All right, I'm just going to put this on pause and see if I can work out what I have done or what I haven't done to get this working. So actually, before I pause it, so this is where it's important that you go to the help desk. Okay, so you come into Zen, what do they call it? Zendesk, right? Help desk. All right. I've had it open a few times. How do I get there? So if you come into economy, I just find if you go through resources, trade ringer setup, and it says here economy help desk. All right. So we open that. All right, and that brings you into the help desk. And what was our error message? Well, it's not even an error message. It just simply says trading not allowed. So type that in. Trading not allowed. Trade ringer is not trading. There are a couple of messages that indicate your trade ringer is not trading. The days you allow the trade ringer to trade in the input settings, we fix that. You have not surpassed your profit for the week. Or if you haven't surpassed your profit for the week, you expect to be trading. Your auto trading is allowed. Please watch the video below. All right, so I'm going to watch that, see if I can work out and get you guys to sit here and watch it. I'm just going to pause the video and I'll come back and see what the problem was in a second. All right, back again. I feel like such a numpty. All right, so the last thing you need to do when you have loaded all your settings up, is click this little button here that says auto trading. Believe it or not, that's all it was. All right, so I forgot about that bit because mine's already set. So as soon as I hit that, hit auto trading, bang, you can go see it's trading. Immediately takes out a trade. All right, you can see the little trade ring has a smiley face. We are up and running. So again, you should have never had that issue that I explained in the last video, where you drop the thing over, because the auto trading button isn't pushed, so nothing should have happened. So I could have actually combined this video with the last one. Doesn't matter, it's all good. So that's the final step that you need to get trading. So you feel comfortable that you can actually do the settings at any time without having to worry about that your trading is on or off. So that's it for this particular video. Hopefully you've got your settings sorted. What's next? Actually, the only other video I wanted to do was how to open and how to close any trades. So when you're trading and we get along and it's suddenly Wednesday night, Thursday morning, right, for example, and I've said you really want to be out of the market ideally by Wednesday night. If you choose to do another day session with New York, that's Wednesday night. You'll get to a point where you might still have trades open. So let's say we've gotten up, it's Thursday morning, I'm about to go off to work, and I've got this trade open, and I don't want it to end, and we're at $4. All right, loss of, we're down $4 at the moment. All right, no big deal. So just look, take the small loss. You might be, say, 8% up or 9% up or 3% up. You know, what's dropping a couple of dollars when you're 3% up for the week? All right. So simply just close the trade, and the way you close it again is you just simply click on the X button. We'll close the trade down, and you're out for the rest of the week. You don't want to hold positions over the weekend. You become stressed. You just don't need that as the volatility increases, you know, through the week. To make that happen. So in order to just simply close down a trade, you just go through here and go click, 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 click. Okay. And don't be afraid to take a few dollars loss, you know, if you've had it, particularly if you've had a successful earlier in the week. You might not have hit your 10%. You might only be up, say, 6%. You know, but what's the harm in dropping a couple of dollars, you know, when you're up quite a bit? All right, so don't worry about that. The important thing is not to be in the marketplace on a Thursday, London time, or definitely Friday, and certainly do not take trades over the weekend. Okay, so make sure you close out any trades over the weekend to go. Now, what you could do if you're close to being closed out for the period for a particular profit, all right, you might just come up here and simply turn off auto trading. All right, what that does now is it just will not take any more positions. Okay, it will still manage this particular trade. All right, notice how it's set a stop loss, it's got to take profit. All right, but what won't happen is it won't accumulate more trades on them. You know, if this goes against us, you know, by 25 level points, all right, it won't open any more trades. It will simply just manage this particular trade on its own, and it's finished. All right. So up to you now. Noting it's only Wednesday, I'll allow this to keep running. Again, it's only a demo, so I don't mind if this particular trade keeps running, but I'll probably just look to close it out, and that will be it for the week. So look, I hope that video was useful. Look, the settings are important. You will become more familiar with them as we go. If there's any of the settings, any of the data on here you're not really sure about, well, hit me up in a PM, because chances are if you're not sure, then there's more people in the group that aren't sure as well, and I'll do a quick video and explain whatever it is that you're not sure about. All right. That's pretty much it. The only other video I'll do up now is how to create your VPS. Okay, there is a recommended VPS provider in your economy section. All right, so Forex VPS economy. You could go and get your own, If you wanted to, go and find your own VPS server. All right. But the advantage with the Forex VPS is it's been set up specifically for economy. Okay, official partners of economy. Now you can only get to this particular page by going through this link. If you just went to forexvps.net, okay, I don't believe that you can actually find this particular page. I'm not sure, to be honest. I couldn't find it when I did it, but I might have gone to forexvps.com. Forexvps.net. Okay, if we go here, okay, Forex VPS plans, free Forex VPS. Okay, it doesn't have, you can see here that the basic plan, right, is $39, that's US, $40 US a month. All right, and this one's $35 US a month. Okay, and they're the platforms. But if we go over to this one, okay, you get it for $25 a month. All right, a significant discount. All right, so you will save money by going through that link instead of going, going through this one. Okay, it's not my link; it's just provided by the e-economy site. Obviously, they get the referral commission for that one. Good luck to them, no dramas. All right, so that's the one that I would recommend. And this is why I say do your demo first. Make sure you're confident, then spend, because it's 6 times. It's what's that? $125 US. All right, and then it's 150 US every 6 months. Okay, what's that? $30? No, it's less than that. It's still $25 a month. So do that once you've got everything set up and you're ready to go. Okay, so that's where that particular one comes from. So I will do a particular video on how to set up your VPS. Once you've got it set up, you then need to go through a remote desktop on how to actually access it. It's a little bit complicated, so let's just focus on the trading side first and get that sorted. All right, I'm going to end it there because this has been a rather long video. And got any questions, pop them in the details below.